All right, guys. So once again, we got to talk about the lunacy going on in our schools, okay? And parents that are standing up at these school board meetings against the lunacy that is going on in our schools. As this time, we have a story about a mom out in Clark County, Las Vegas, Nevada, that went to a school board meeting to read a graphic assignment that her daughter was required to do in class. Okay, now she's reading this graphic assignment to make a point about how this assignment was inappropriate to give to kids, right? And the school board seemed to agree that the assignment is inappropriate, or put it this way, what the assignment says was so inappropriate that they cut off the mic of the mother who was reading the assignment because the language, again, was not appropriate for a school board meeting. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and get into this because I've seen these stories far too often. But before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can do so using the links in the description below. You can support the Patreon, you support the PayPal, you support the merch. There are multiple ways to support the channel if you would like to do so. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this clip of this mother getting her mic cut off at a school board meeting for reading a assignment that was given to a daughter that apparently was too inappropriate for a meeting full of adults. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Kendra Evans. I'm going to read you an assignment given to my...
Ms. Kendra? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Ms. Kendra?
She's going to read it for me.
Oh, yes, that's fine. Nope, forgive me, that's not fine.
Sorry.
So, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to read you an assignment given to my 15-year-old daughter at a local high school. This will be horrifying for me to read to you, but that will give you perspective on how she must have felt when her teacher required her to memorize this and to act it out in front of her entire class. I don't love you. It's not you. It's just, I don't like your or any in that case. I cheated, Joe.
I'm sorry.
This is propaganda.
Forgive me. Excuse me. I don't, thank you so much for your, comment. Forgive me. We're not using profanity. Are you?
Okay.
We have the time back. That's relevant.
Okay.
Yes. The teacher
This
required my daughter to memorize this and read this pornographic material.
excuse me. Please don't engage with the audience.
Okay. Sorry, this is my
please
first time
continue your
here.
public comment. Your time is, you've got 1 minute and 19 seconds. I ask you simply, this is a public meeting. I ask for decorum, and I'm asking Dr. Jara. Thank you so much, Dr. Jara.
If you don't want me to read it to you, what was that like for my 15-year-old daughter to have to memorize pornographic material and memorize it and portray?
Madam President, members of the board, staff's on this. We can have the region superintendent speak to her.
Thank you so
We
much,
are on
Dr.
it.
Jara. It seems like you may have some concerns, and while we're not allowed to engage back and forth in a dialogue, we would absolutely like to make sure that your concerns are addressed.
Material, just finish what I was going to say.
Please.
My daughter was forced to engage in the portrayal of this blank activity by her teacher.
Yeah, so as you can see there, that parent is upset that their school allegedly had her daughter not only recite some inappropriate lines, right, from an assignment, but also to, I guess, I don't know, act it out in a play. Okay, I'm not necessarily sure exactly what that entails, but I'm assuming that they're like reading the script or whatever, right? And she had an issue with that, right? And when she went to the school board meeting to discuss this issue, she was reading the lines to make a point in terms of how profane and lewd the material actually was. And apparently it was so inappropriate that she couldn't even read it out loud, okay, in a room full of adults without censoring herself, right? Which tells you that the assignment in and of itself is not appropriate for kids, right? If adults can't hear it, if it's so inappropriate that adults shouldn't hear it, they got to cover their ears, then why in the world is this a classroom assignment? Now, to be all fair, okay, in regards to how this situation resolved itself, apparently the parent went on to say that, when she complained to the school about this, the school actually blamed her daughter for participating in the assignment, okay? Again, the school saying, well, your daughter should have refused to participate if she didn't feel comfortable participating in that assignment, right? That's what the mom said, okay? However, thanks to a local advocacy group, she got a meeting with the regional superintendent to try to address the issue that she was having with her teacher, and she didn't want the teacher to be fired, okay, because her daughter likes the teacher. They just don't like the fact that this assignment was given in class. Now, this is not the first time that I have heard of, these school boards shutting down parents who are exposing the materials that teachers are given to kids and or the books that are in school for kids just to pick up and read. For example, there was another situation out in Colorado in which a school board tried to shut down a parent who was reading some passages from the popular children's book, Genderqueer. Take a look.
These two books that are on the poster are Lawn Boy and Genderqueer. I will say that I do not favor book banning. I want to tell you that off the bat. But I do want to tell you that pornography does not belong in our schools or accessible to our children. I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. I can't wait to have your in my mouth. I'm going to give you the job of your life. Sorry. Then I want you inside me.
Sorry, you're out of order. This is your first warning.
This is a book that is accessible in Adams 12. So
Kindly refrain from further reading here, please. Thank you.
This is what you allow in our schools, and this is what you allow for our kids to have access to.
Yeah, so I mean, there are multiple instances I've seen of these school boards who get triggered by parents reading the materials that, in some cases, elementary school kids have access to, right? These books are in the libraries, and parents are saying, listen, this is what's in our children's books that is there for them to read. And if it's so inappropriate that I can't even read it out loud at a school board meeting, why in the world are children being allowed to access this stuff? Okay, and you know what the school board's response is most of the time? Decorum, right? Or that's out of order. Okay, you can't do that. You can't read stuff like that, right? Instead of, taking a step back and saying, hey, you know what? You might be right, right? If this book is so inappropriate for this school board meeting, why in the world is it available for children at school, right? That is the actual conversation that should be had here. However, a lot of these school boards are being run by far left woke liberals that simply are okay with this type of stuff. They're totally cool with it, okay? Because a lot of these books that have this type of stuff in it, they're also pushing other ideologies that they agree with as well. Okay, and it's not like these parents are extremists or anything like that. I just showed you two clips in which both parents are like, I'm not for book banning, right? I don't want to ban books, but should we be having inappropriate books like this? The other clip I showed you, that parent didn't even want the teacher fired. She's just like, listen, I want to bring attention to the fact that this assignment was given to my daughter and it was uncomfortable, right? And we should address this issue, but my daughter likes the teacher. I don't want the teacher fired. I'm not trying to ruin that person's life. I just don't want this stuff in schools. We just don't want kids being exposed to this stuff. It's really that simple, right? These parents that are standing up for this stuff are not these extremist, far right, super religious parents that the mainstream liberal media is trying to make them out to be. No, they're just regular parents that are concerned about some of the extreme things that we're seeing in school, right? That's what they're concerned about. And that is the core of what they're trying to address here. Okay? But again, we live in a country where, the FBI is, more concerned about these parents, okay, than they're concerned about, real domestic terror threats, right? It's really crazy the world we're living in 2022, right? It's like common sense has went out the window. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.